Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we will talk about divorce and the challenges of co-parenting with women when you remarry. We will also look at the story of a woman who was married for 20 years and now warns women not to become tradwives. We want to invite you to smash that like button and help us reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year to earn our first plaque. That is the only contribution we ask of you, man. Add your grain of sand to the movement and leave your experience in the comments for any man who needs it. Without further introduction, let's get started.
Bit of a shit mood. And when I'm in a shit mood, I have to think of things that make me feel better. And one of the things that makes me feel so much better is knowing that that stupid fucking bitch that thinks she's playing mom with my kids every fucking Mother's Day. That bitch either doesn't see my kids because they're naturally with me, it was my weekend, or they have to get up at the ass crack of dawn to get my children ready and bring them to me. So this stupid fucking bitch that's wasting all of her time, money, and energy. Not only will the children grow up and be like, fuck that bitch, so glad we're done with that shit, she doesn't get to fucking enjoy them. Like, you're gonna pretend to be their mom in every other way except the ways that it really fucking matters. So that's the shit that, like, fuck you, I'll see you next Tuesday, you fucking fucking psycho.
Fuck up, you crazy bitch whore!
This is what you call a bitter woman. She hates the tradwife, hates men, and speaks badly about relationships, all because she couldn't take the money, the house, and the kids from her ex-husband. And you know what's the hardest part for a man who has to start over after divorce? It's getting along with the ex-wife, because she wants to make your life impossible. Many women divorce thinking everything will be wonderful, but when things don't go their way in the divorce, and they have to share custody, sometimes only seeing their kids on weekends like men do, they make the man's life hell. It's even worse if they see that he has a new, younger, and more beautiful wife. And if your kids get along better with the new wife, preferring to be with their father in a healthier family dynamic, she becomes like this woman, burning with envy.
Bit of a shit mood. And when I'm in a shit mood, I have to think of things that make me feel better. And one of the things that makes me feel so much better is knowing that that stupid fucking bitch that thinks she's playing mom with my kids every fucking Mother's Day. That bitch either doesn't see my kids because they're naturally with me, it was my weekend, or they have to get up at the ass crack of dawn to get my children ready and bring them to me. So this stupid fucking bitch that's wasting all of her time, money, and energy. Not only will the children grow up and be like, fuck that bitch, so glad we're done with that shit, she doesn't get to fucking enjoy them. Like, you're gonna pretend to be their mom in every other way except the ways that it really fucking matters. So that's the shit that, like, fuck you, I'll see you next Tuesday, you fucking fucking psycho.
This is a perfect example of a high conflict baby mom, because you cannot convince me, regardless of what she's trying to say about an evil stepmom on her platform, that she has ever fostered a healthy co-parenting relationship with her ex, even before a stepmom was introduced. As a mother, it is our jobs to foster a relationship with a co-parent that is positive and healthy for the children to adapt to the new situations. This woman cannot give up her perfectionism, her sense of control. She wants to control everything that he's doing and what the stepmother's doing or isn't doing. And she is the type of person that is going to nitpick in every situation to make it practically impossible. And the part that I really want to highlight is the part where she's using parent alienation by literally painting the father in such a negative way and painting the stepmother in such a negative way that those kids never stand a chance in ever having a healthy relationship. She's even saying that she's gaining pleasure in the fact that these kids will want nothing to do with them in the future. It's not funny. It's not cute. These kids eventually do grow up and realize who the villain is. And the fact that you don't have them consistently on Mother's Day tells me that the father of your child is actively involved despite how difficult this mother is trying to make it. And then she's intentionally starting problems with the step parent to then alienate the kids even further, so then they don't even want to be at dad's. But yet she's not part of the problem. But I also want to highlight this is a perfect example of what I mean when I say that these women will say that they got out of toxic relationships, that they did nothing wrong, that they're like perfect angels, but then they create the exact same toxic relationship through their children. So I mean, who's really part of the problem? Okay, bye.
These women are hell on earth. They are bitter and share their misery with everyone else. That's why I never believe the story where they are the victim and the man is always the abuser. You just have to notice that when the man ends up with the house and more days with the kids than she does, it tells you who betrayed whom. Because in this country, for a man to win in divorce court, the woman must have messed up badly. The worst part is that she can't move on. She has to live by spreading her misery. The kids can never have a healthy dynamic because she wants to turn them against their father. That's why we see kids who never get along with their parents' new partners, because one of the parents, almost always the mother, poisons the child against the new wife. But as they say, kids often notice this during adolescence, and karma always pays back. They try to distance themselves from the toxic mother because they can't stand her misery. But let's see what else there is.
Just because it's a woman entering a child's life, that shit is really fucking weird too. Flip those roles. Flip that shit. It's a woman who's a single mother. She meets a guy on the internet. She doesn't have any place to stay for her and her children, so she just moves in with this guy, and he is very happy to step up as stepdad and immediately help change diapers, bathe, drive them to and from school. Get all invested in their life. After knowing each other for weeks, what would we say to that fucking mother, huh? Why it's not okay when for dads, and those women who do it are fucking psychotic. Women can abuse children, women can assault children. Why aren't we just so accepting when these dudes start dating some woman from God fucking knows where, that this woman is willing to have this man that she barely knows and his children in her house. And then when the mother says something, she's the fucking lunatic? I'm so sorry. What? No. No.
Completely crazy. I'm telling you. Envy is a feeling that eats away at a narcissist like this woman. She's jealous. Brothers. Imagine the hell it was living with this woman. If the kids stayed with the father, it means this woman is unbearable. Because narcissists are like this. She ruins her marriage and wants to throw her hatred at the father to make him suffer. Every narcissist wants the man to suffer alone after leaving him. But when she sees that this man found a new woman, who saw a family man in him and moved in with him and all the kids, she dies of envy seeing that his family life is going wonderfully with his children. Because the kids are living a healthy family life with the stepmother, they don't want to listen to her. What hurts this woman is that she no longer has the power she once had in the family. She has been replaced. Now she is just someone they see on weekends, and the kids probably just want the days to pass quickly so they can go back to their father. It shows she is unbearable. That's how narcissists are. You know who this reminds me of? Check it out.
Nice kitty. Wife content suddenly blowing up because people my age that were traditional wives.
Boy, can I speak on this. Grandmother, stay at home. Mom, stay at home. Me, followed right in their footsteps. 1995, got married. 1997, had my first baby. 2000, had my second. 2004, had my third. No career, no education beyond a high school diploma. It is what I wanted. Having no understanding of the consequences that I'm now facing as a result of that choice. All while my now ex-husband made me feel guilty because I wasn't contributing to the financial household, but yet wanted all of the things done at home as a stay-at-home wife does. He wanted both. And I didn't work outside the home. Then later, as my kids got a little bit older and in school, and the youngest one was like Mother's Day out programs and stuff, I would do housekeeping and anything to bring a little extra money in to our household income. But yeah, no education beyond a high school diploma, no effort to make any kind of career moves moving forward. And then fast forward to 2016, we're divorced, and I'm starting at the bottom with no job experience, even though I had managed a household, albeit sometimes the financial part was very poorly. That's a whole nother topic. And raised 3 children. And now I'm 49 years old, and I'm struggling financially because I don't have 20 years of work experience on top of the most recent 10 years. So I should have 30 years of work experience. Don't have that. I have 10. Now my job is being eliminated at my current employer. I have 6 months. I have a retention bonus plus severance after that, and then I've got to find something else. In spite of the fact that I have been trying to get out of this company for multiple years because I have been so very unhappy in this role. And even moving internally in my company, I haven't been able to do that either because they want a degree. They want some type of college education on a resume, and I don't have that.
Oh, hell no!
In 20 years, you couldn't take a technical course, not even online? You couldn't attend a public university, find a part-time job at least in a coffee shop, or do some cleaning work. You couldn't do anything? Or did you just want to stay at home? Because if you're telling me that for those 20 years there was financial deficiency in your home, why didn't you look for a job after 10 years of marriage, or even 5 years? Women always say they can do anything, but once they get married, they become housewives, claiming they can never go out to work until after the divorce. I'm sure there could have been babysitters, and your kids surely went to school. There was no time to take a course to learn a new skill, to study something to add to your resume, or to get a part-time job. You just spent your time watching TV. After using the man as an ATM throughout the marriage, now you want to separate and think about a contingency plan. But let's continue.
Being a stay-at-home mom is both rewarding and extremely sacrificing. My girls, I was always there for them. Got them to school, got them home. They rarely had to ride the bus. Doctor's appointments, piano lessons, sick, I was home. Anytime they needed anything, I was their caretaker. Their dad was there. He was not a terrible dad. He was supportive as a parent. Although when I wanted to go do something for myself and get out and have some fun with my friends, I was always, I got to stay home and babysit kind of thing. No, these are your kids. You're not babysitting. You're parenting. At the time, I didn't have that verbiage. I didn't have that vocabulary because I didn't understand that what he was saying was not okay because it's what I had known all my life. My mom stayed at home. She didn't work outside the home until she was older. Then my dad died at 54 years of age and left her a widow. For the next 20 years, that woman struggled. So whether it's divorce or death, trad wives, we're in this economy especially. Our parents did not experience the same thing that we're experiencing in the 80s. The job market, things were so much better in the 80s than it is right now. Yeah. So if you're going to be a trad wife, and if that's what you want, and again, that is what I wanted, but it's also all that I knew, and I did not have a college education, and for me to try to work and pay daycare, it was pointless because I wasn't making enough money to justify paying for the daycare. I was basically working to pay daycare is what I would have been doing. Because again, I was making just above minimum wage because I had no skills to even give me that higher dollar amount. And then I got married and had kids, and then I wasn't working. So, yeah. If you're going to be a trad wife, prepare yourself. I wish I had known then what I know now. I wish I had had people like me telling me what I'm telling you now. Don't rely on your significant other to take care of your needs forever because shit happens.
You heard right. She didn't want to stop being one. Let me ask you men, how many years do you need at a job without a university degree, without having a business, just working, to buy a house nowadays? How many years do you need to furnish that house? How many years do you need to save at least $25,000 the average amount a family has in their account. If we calculate all of this, valuing the cost of a house at about $250,000 to $300,000, how many years would you need to work to achieve that? This woman has a house, grown children who surely help with the work, and 20 years of marriage that allows her to access alimony. If there's a young child, she surely receives child support. She said the man was a good father. A good father almost always leaves the house and a car too. Do you think all women who work 20 to 30 years achieve this? Many women today are broke, have no children, and see their accounts at zero, even after working 20 years. Just look at who are the biggest credit card debtors in the country, women. I'm not saying that not working for 20 years is good, but when you get married, you have options. She herself said, "I didn't defend myself because it was the only thing I knew." In this life, you must take responsibility for your decisions. We are in a country where anyone who wants to get ahead can do so. You just have to want it. She clearly wasn't up for the task. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Have you ever had problems with an ex-wife regarding the children? What do you think about the story of this woman who didn't work for 20 years? Did she really have no options? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.